is going on? Welcome to the backyard here at Frenchy's Forge. Looks like we got one person in here. Hola, amigo. Hello, konnichiwa. Let me know what you're up to today. I'm out in the backyard and just kind of goofing off, really. I just finished a stainless sand my knife that I was working on, and so I'm pretty much at the start of a new project, and I have a billet of hand forged Damascus in the forge. What's up, Duck? Hello brother. I am very tired. Yeah, I saw you doing some live streams yesterday, I think. I caught that. I wasn't on there very long. It looked like you were kind of like tapering something, like a little piece of round bar or something. The Mighty Bullfrog. What's up, buddy? Glad to have you guys here. Yeah, like I said earlier, just kind of whacking away at just a leftover piece of Damascus that I had from another build, and I'm trying to kind of forge it out and flatten it out some, just so I can use it for another upcoming project. Yeah, 4 hours, man, that's a long time to be live streaming. I noticed though that your live streams do really well. I think you got a lot of people that stop by and watch, which is absolutely awesome. You're definitely killing it, man, for sure. Not even sure how many layers I have here, probably 9, 10, 11, 12, somewhere in there. Definitely not a lot to start with, but you know, we got to keep going. Like my handle's getting ready to come off. I always have the worst luck with these little things that I use for handles. They just don't last very long. Yeah, anyway, yeah, 60K views. That's freaking awesome, man. 25 yesterday. Yeah, that's insane, dude. That's a ton of people coming to check out your channel, which is just awesome. I noticed you're getting a lot of subscribers lately, which is great. You might even be monetized now, maybe. I think last time I looked, you had over 1,000, which is, I think, what you need. Yeah, the POV streams, yeah. What does POV stand for? I know that means like through the eyes of you, I guess, but 1,300, dude, that's amazing, man. You deserve it. You do lots of cool stuff on the channel. Point of view, that's right. Now I feel retarded. What does POV mean again? That's funny. Yeah, that is cool. You get to see you know, kind of what you're doing and the work from the point of view of the person doing it, which is pretty cool. So yeah, what have we got in here? We got 4 people in here, dude. I'm killing it too, bro. 4 whole people coming to hang out. Hey man, I'll take 4. 4 is better than 0. I only have half the hours I need, so it'll be a bit before I'm monetized. Okay. Yeah, so the 1,000 subscribers and the public watch hours, that's right. Yeah, but you keep it up, man. You keep doing the live streams, you'll be there in no time for sure. And then what's cool is you'll be able to start making some money back to put back into the hobby. which is cool. You know, it's not a whole lot, but it's something at least. It's better than nothing, that's for sure. Yeah, I figured I would forge out this leftover Damascus. From small acorns grow large trees. You're absolutely right, Adam, for sure. Got to start somewhere, and most of us start with a small acorn, that's for sure. Unless you're born into wealth or whatever, which most people aren't. So yeah, you got to start somewhere, and it's not all about money and fame anyway. It's just about having fun. That's what I say. That's what I enjoy this hobby, because it brings me peace, you know. Getting to create something with your hands, you get a finished product at the end, which is really cool. And then, you know, you get to keep it. You get to show it to your friends and to people, and it's just cool. Making anything with your hands is awesome. But knife making is really cool. It's working with metal. I do metal fabrication for a living. I pretty much weld, but you know, I do that for a living. But I've also always liked working with wood, doing different woodworking projects, so you get like best of the both. Duck says, I'd be monetized by now, but I had success with the live streams in December and proceeded to not do any live streams for like 2 months. Right. Yeah, and I mean, doing all those live streams, taking a 2-month break and coming back, and they're blowing up, which is awesome. I just love to see that. I don't know if YouTube's pushing live streams more. I feel like they are. I just saw a thing on the analytics page talking about getting to keep a higher percentage of the money if you do so many live streams, and you get donations during those live streams. So I think that they are pushing people to do more lives now. Yeah, my first few haven't really been all that great either. I don't do live streams as much as you do. I pretty much am limited to the weekend for the most part. Yeah, my handle's definitely getting ready to fall off of here. I just added a little thing to the forge earlier today. It's kind of like a little shelf. I don't know if you can see that or not, but it's kind of like a little shelf. And then I welded this little hook on here to keep the brick. That way you can kind of close it up, and it runs a little more quiet, and I guess a little hotter. It's kind of rudimentary, but hey, it works. Couldn't agree more. Creating something by hand that you can use your day to day is very satisfying. Absolutely. Couldn't agree more. I had to build the momentum back up, and it took a little bit. Yeah. I imagine that it would, especially if you're consistent. You know, if you tell people that you're going to be out doing a live stream, and you're doing it either every day or every Tuesday or whatever, then it, you know, the people that like to watch, it gives them something to look forward to. So doing that would probably be, you know, helpful. I pretty much just kind of do it on a whim. You know, I don't really schedule the times that I come out here and do this. It's pretty much just whenever I have a little bit of time, I'll try to come out and do some. But yeah, anyway, I am trying to think of the next knife to make. I was telling somebody else the other day, I want to try to continue to up the game or keep pushing to do something a little bit more challenging. Although the stainless San Mai wasn't a complete success, it was still really fun, and I definitely learned quite a bit from it. But I really like the idea of doing layered billets, whether it's Damascus or San Mai, and doing it by hand is definitely a challenge, but it's fun, and yeah. Forge all the way to finish. Yeah, yeah, that would be sweet. That would be really good. The block I got in here, I think it is 3 layers of 3, which would be 9, and then 2 more layers in between those 3 layers, 10, 11. So I think it's like 11 layers. And this was going to be part of the Damascus blade that I did a while back, and the other half of this one split on me, and so I just quit beating out on this one. But yeah, I think I'll probably end up either trying to smush this one flat and reuse it in another blade, or depending upon the depending upon how, you know, thin I can get it or how thick it stays, I might restack it. And yes, the layers were pretty stinking thick. I made the mistake of using, I want to say 1/8 inch pieces when I started stacking them. So by the time I had, you know, a couple layers, then you're talking 1/4 inch already. And I did it. The billet was way too big. I think from now on I'm going to be using 1/16 inch stock when doing the hand forging, just because you can get more layers in without it being overly thick, and then you got to work super hard to get them smushed down. So live and learn type situation, I guess. Yeah, this is definitely still pretty stinking thick. I'd say it's probably 1 inch thick by 1 inch thick. So it's definitely still a lot of steel. It's just trying to, I don't know, trying to get some length out of it first. So I'll probably start kind of drawing it out some, and then maybe trying to flatten it out. I don't know how well it's going to work if that stick breaks off, though. I think we're pretty close to that stick getting ready to go. Forge all the way to finish. Yes, how thick are the layers? That's what I was thinking as well. Yeah, they're definitely thick. 24 layers, which is a nice number for going big or low layer. Yeah, definitely. Get it hot as you can and use the horn. Yeah, that's good advice, actually. For sure. Yeah, you've got the same anvil, right? The kind of the Doyle, isn't that what you got? Pretty much the cast steel. Pretty sure that's what you got. It's a pretty good little anvil, honestly, for the money. yeah, it's I can't remember how heavy it is. It's not super heavy, 60 pounds, 75 pounds, something like that. But for knife making, it's actually pretty good, honestly. It's relatively cheap too. This particular one, I think I bought it Harbor Freight, and yeah, I think I got it on sale, and I think I paid like $115 with the coupon. So it's, you know, it's pretty decent. Definitely big enough. It's got the little point here, and then the horn. It's got the Pritchell hole and the Hardy hole up top. Kind of, honestly, sort of kind of a weird placement, I guess, but they're far enough apart to where you still have this good chunk in the middle, and I mainly work up here. I do use the horn to draw things out from time to time, so I'll probably do that here in a minute. But yeah, it's a really pretty good little anvil. Looks like we at least have a few more people in here. That's cool. What's up with you guys? Say hey, tell us what you're up to today. All the people in here are cool for the most part. Duck Rabbit's awesome. He's got a channel that does forging stuff as well, so if you don't know him, go check him out. Yeah, just a cool community of people that like to forge, make knives, do blacksmithing stuff. It's definitely a lot of fun. Yeah, it is a good anvil. How heavy is that hammer? This one is a 4-pounder. So I traded this one for a 5-pounder that I had with a guy at work, and 4 pounds is pretty decent for me. I like it. I have another one that's, I believe this one's a 2-pounder maybe. That's, you know, a little cross peen. But I really like the size of the face on this one. It's quite a bit bigger. And it's got, you know, kind of the rounding side and then the flat side. But, you know, the handle sucks. I really need to throw my own handle on it. And honestly, it'd be cool to get a new hammer. Or make one, I suppose. Yeah, so this is the knife that I used, or that I made out of the other half of this billet that I'm working on right now. This is pretty much my very first Damascus knife that I've ever made. So, you know, it's pretty cool for the most part. Obviously not a ton of layers, but for my first one, it turned out pretty cool. And it's still pretty sharp. I've been using it quite a bit around the shop, cutting different things and stuff. So yeah, it's got some welding wire, some MIG welding wire up in here. You know, so that's not great, but now I know not to leave it in there, I guess. If I get after it with a 5.5 and the horn, I can draw just about anything out pretty quick. Yeah, that seems to be the way to do it for sure. Yeah, tapering it out. You know, if you turn with the 1-inch billet that I have, the 1x1, I could turn it and keep hitting it out, but then it would stay square and just get longer. But yeah, using the horn and keep hitting it in the same direction on the same side will ultimately push it out without without staying in the 1x1 dimension, if that makes sense. So yeah, I think I'll probably keep trying to do that. It's a really pretty nice day out here. It's like, I don't know, maybe 60 degrees, and it's the beginning of March, so we'll take it. You're getting a 6-pound cross-peen. That sounds awesome. Yeah, that thing will be awesome. 6 pounds, man. Yeah, this 4 pounds is pretty decently heavy, to be honest. I mean, it's doable, but another 2 pounds, shit, that'd be pretty heavy. But I guess the heavier you got, the quicker it moves, right? So you could spend forever whacking it with a little tiny hammer, or you could get on it with a big one and get her done. Yeah, this handle is like hanging on by a thread now. That's pretty much how it goes for the most part. There we go. Yeah, now I'll probably have to switch to maybe these. I don't know yet. These were just straight tongs that I bought off of somebody who got them from Silver Dollar City in Branson, Missouri. It's actually a really cool place. I think they're still there, but it's a blacksmith shop at Silver Dollar City, so you can go there and ride roller coasters and stuff like that. Well, they've got this little area where they have different blacksmiths who just hang out and they create stuff, and so anybody that's walking by can just come and check them out. And apparently one of the blacksmiths retired from there, and he had a bunch of personal tools that he put up for auction, and this was one of them. I just welded on a couple pieces of metal so that I could, kind of get a grip on the bar stock and different stuff. So they work out pretty good for the most part. Mule just went live. Nice. Yeah, go say hey to him if you want, man. That's totally cool. I actually caught him doing a live last week, I think. He was forging out some blades. I didn't know that he did lives. I thought he just did the shorts and stuff. So yeah, that was cool to see him live. Yeah, I also got these tongs from the same guy, and they're, I guess, meant for, round stock for the most part. They work pretty good. Definitely a cool set of tongs for sure. then I've got just a little tiny pair here, and I don't really use these a whole lot. They're just, you know, I could widen them out, I guess, but they're just not great for a whole lot of stuff. And then I've got these, which I made. These are actually old tin snips. So the little handles here used to be circles, almost like scissors, and these were sharpened edges for cutting tin. And anyway, I just opened up the handles and flattened these ends out, and now these are actually pretty good. I use them for a lot of stuff. It's kind of got like an open area here where you can grab some bigger stuff, or you can come in at the end and grab, you know, the end of a knife when you're getting ready to quench. So these have actually turned out to be pretty good, and to think they came as an old set of scissors is pretty cool. But yeah, they're definitely handy. Yeah, I don't know if these are going to work all that well. Probably not. Yeah, these are just a little bit too small, I feel like. Yeah, definitely need a good set of tongs when you're doing stuff like this. And without having that little round bar on the back of here, I really don't have a very good one. These might work for a little bit anyway. Yeah, so anyway, we're just chilling. It's actually really quite nice out here. The sun's shining, and I'm not sweating, I'm not cold. It's just about perfect, really. So we got 12 other people in here. If you're in here, say hey, tell us what you're up to this weekend. And yeah, hope all you guys are doing well. Yeah, I almost wonder if I could, I don't know, forge something back on there. Maybe weld. I got the welder in the trunk. I suppose I could just go and weld something back onto the end of the billet. That'd probably be better. Daniel, subscribe you. Thank you, man. Appreciate it. Much appreciated. What you up to today, brother? Hopefully you're doing something fun. I haven't really got to do much this weekend, so I figured I would come out here and do this. I certainly like doing it. It's a lot of fun for me. Yeah. What do you guys do? We got 19 people in here. how many of these people that are in here are interested in knife making, or are you just passing through trying to find something to watch? I always wonder that. You know, you got so many people that watch. Are you more interested in forging or blacksmithing or bladesmithing or what? I'm always curious. I can't get a good grip on this. I think I'm gonna go run and get the welder and weld something onto the end of this real quick. If you guys give me just a few minutes, I will be right back. Probably try to weld this back on there, I guess. The one problem that I have is that I have the welder in the car, but I don't have my welding hood. So we're gonna have to do the old point it, close your eyes, and pull the trigger thing. I will be right back. Here we go. All right. Let's see here. I should be able to grab it with this since it's still hot. Hopefully. All right, we'll give that a go, see what that does. I don't know if you can see that or not, but I guess it's all right for not being able to see. Hopefully it'll stay together. We'll certainly find out here in a little bit, that's for sure. Hunter Singleton, howdy. What's up, buddy? I'd have such a headache after doing that. I gotta wear the mask. Yeah, absolutely. You definitely should be wearing a mask. If I had one, I'd have it on, but unfortunately, I just forgot to wear the welding helmet. Oh, I guess you're talking maybe about the forge in general too. Definitely a dangerous thing, you know. You got to be careful. I like to wear masks when I can on the grinder, and take the necessary precautions for your health and safety, because that is important. Anyway, yeah, safety squints. You got it, Doug. It also sounds like I'm almost out of propane, so yeah, this day is just working against me so far. Just the welder, really. I'm currently working on a forge. Nice, right on, man. Yeah, are you making it yourself? Heating up the billet to 1500 before welding might actually be a good idea. Yeah, for sure. That is a pretty good technique. Preheating metal before welding definitely has benefits, especially for cast steel. That's pretty much the only way to do that. Luckily, we don't work with cast steel a whole lot, or cast iron, I mean. But yeah, we pretty much, I work for a fence company, so when I say I'm a welder, I'm not fabricating buildings or cool gizmos. I do a lot of like automated gates, cantilever gates. I do people's yard gates, so I'm working with fencing material pretty much. So yeah, in the world of welding, it's kind of a boring welding job, but you know, I learned how to weld working there, and yeah, so I'm super grateful for that. Yeah, even just having it out of the forge for 5 minutes or so really cooled it down quite a bit. It's a VVOR 2 burner. I'm re-insulating it with brick and furnace cement. Nice. Yeah, people like to make fun of VVOR. I am not one of those people. I actually like VVOR because they have good prices. Is all of their stuff top of the line? Probably not, but is anybody's stuff, all of it, top of the line? No. It's kind of like Harbor Freight, you know, a lot of people, at least around here where I'm at, kind of dog it, but that's the place I love to shop because your money just goes farther and you still get decent tools, you know, tools to get the job done. Currently working on a big staircase that'll go up in New York. Nice. Heck yeah, man. That's awesome. Yeah, that kind of stuff would be fun. Doing structural steel, iron working and stuff. I feel like that'd be a lot of fun. Yeah, VVOR is good. 12 by 12 by 5/8 too. Nice. Yeah, that's a lot of beveling. That's cool though. So I have maybe another 15 minutes from the sound of the forge and the propane gauge, if we're lucky. But hopefully we can at least make a little progress. I am making a hunk of metal. I'm not really making anything right now. I am trying to pretty much finish forging out a billet that I started maybe 4 months ago. And I think after thinking it through, I think it's maybe 11 layers of alternating 1080 and 15 and 20. So it will ultimately be turned into a knife. I was thinking of doing another Damascus knife, but what I would really like to do is get enough of the Damascus to have it as cladding. And so I'll have like an outer Damascus cladding, and then add either, I have some pure nickel in the shop I've been wanting to use, so either that or some 15 and 20, and then a really good thick piece of either 80 CRB2 or 1084. And then it could be pretty much a Gomai with Damascus cladding. That would be awesome. A billet of Damascus, yeah. Yeah, I mean, for me, I wish that I could bust Damascus out in a day or two. I just can't. With the limited amount of time that I have, and doing it by hand, I'm pretty limited. So it really does take me, you know, over several weeks to create one knife, pretty much. You know, I might work on it for an hour or two on the weekends, and I might squeeze in maybe 30 minutes or something on a weekday if I'm lucky, but my time is just pretty limited. So I wish that I had more time to do this hobby and produce more cool stuff, but I just don't. All right, back at it. Yeah, I think that handle will hold up at least for a little bit longer. Yeah, I'm almost out of propane, so we're only going to make it a little bit further, but, you know, whatever. He doesn't have enough youth and exuberance. Oh, I sure don't, man. I don't. You know, I'm not in my early 20s anymore. I'll be turning 40 next year. I just turned 39 last month, and 40's crazy. You know, it's like, you're not 20 anymore, okay, fine. How about 30? Well, there goes your 30s too. 40, if you think about it, right? You live till you're 80. I feel like if you live till you're 80, you're lucky. So, yeah, I'm pretty much halfway done. Ugh. Not cool, man. I know that feeling. I lay asphalt for a living, and I'm busy Monday through Friday. Then on the weekend, I got to catch up on chores. Not enough hours in the day. No, it's not, for sure. Laying asphalt's tough work in the summer, too. Man, I see some guys around town doing that when it's 110 degrees outside. I feel bad for them. I know that's tough work. anvil stand seems to be holding up pretty good. It's a little loose, but not too bad. My typo may have started something awesome. You gotta love a good typo story, man. Sending your boss something messed up that you didn't mean to send. Yeah. You gotta be careful nowadays with technology. Damascus billets, question mark? Well, we've definitely made a little progress at least. Certainly a little bit longer than it was, which is cool. I'm considering trying first Damascus once my forge is finished. Any suggestions for metals to use besides ADCRB? Yeah, I would definitely stick with the easier to use steels. Probably stay away from more complicated stuff. I would just suggest ADCRV2 is a good choice. Any of the 10 series steel minus 1095, that one can be a little weird, but 1080, 1075, 1084, Pops sells one that's 8670. I feel like that'd be a good candidate. Yeah, stick with that pretty much. And 15 and 20, that's what I would do. They mesh well together. There's a reason why so many people choose that. It's just because it's a good combo, not only for experienced people, but for beginners as well. And it sounds like we're about to die over here, which stinks, but oh well, I guess. If I stuff a bunch of AP rounds in a can and weld it, then use that for cladding on sand mine, it'd probably look pretty sick. Yeah, I bet it would. That would be cool. You doing any more knife builds, Duck? I noticed I saw you doing hammers and then the tomahawk with Eric, and then what you were doing today. You planning on doing any more knives here coming up soon? I'm gonna go other than commission, probably not. Okay. Yeah, of course. The suggestions, no problem. You know, it's really a tough call for forge welding process as well. My first one, I pretty much tacked all the flat bars together and I tacked them on the corners, and then I used bore racks as a flux during the heating up process, and it was my very first time, and I got 95% of it to forge weld beautifully. But that other 5%, I did have delaminations and just little tiny areas here and there that did not forge weld very well. And then as I was drawing it out, those little tiny problems became bigger problems. and I actually ended up pretty much ruining the very first attempt because of that. Since then, I typically cheat and I'll weld all the way around the entire billet, and it really is a pain in the neck to do that because you then have to go back and grind it off. But it does pretty much give you a better chance of the metals forge welding together. And you can do other things too. I have not personally tried it, but I hear a lot of people using WD-40, kerosene, diesel. There's different things that you can stick the billet together with a few tacks and then stick it in there to let it soak before you try to forge weld, and that's supposed to act like a flux. And I may try that here soon, but for me, I don't do a ton of it, so I pretty much just try to do the 0 atmosphere type forge weld. Yeah, we're definitely running out of propane. I'm gonna go grab the knife that I just got done making while I got at least the two of you guys here and show you that real quick. Yeah, so let me maybe turn this around, get you maybe in the sun a little better. Yeah, so here's the stainless sand mine that I got done making, and it's not perfect. It's got, you know, a pretty good delamination here, but I did get quite a bit of it to forge weld pretty good up on this side, and the spine, of course, is pretty well perfect. The other side has a very shallow but long one over here. But, you know, would I ever sell this knife? No. Would I call it the best knife ever? No. But I really like it. It turned out pretty cool. I used black limba for the wood, a piece of G10, and for the most part, you know, it's definitely a cool little shop knife. It's got a really kind of a nice profile on the handle. It's really narrow down here and then wider up on the top, so it just feels really good. It's something I've been doing a lot of, is trying to mess around with different handle shaping and stuff, trying to figure out, you know, the best way to shape a handle. And this one turned out really good. I've also been working on some different dyeing and stabilizing. Here's a piece of curly maple that I did in red and blue, and that turned out pretty cool. And then a piece of oak burl, and you can kind of see some of the colors sort of pop up randomly in this. And yeah, that turned out pretty cool. I'm excited to use both of these on a knife here coming up soon. Now, we might only be able to get like one more heat out of this. It's already dying pretty good. Yeah, so we made some decent progress for the most part. Probably another inch in length, I'd say, which is cool. Probably gonna let that heat back up a little bit, and then I'm gonna probably kill it. I have an 8-inch airing race that I want to forge into a sword. Yeah, you totally should, Duck. That would be awesome. I remember that one. I remember the D-lambs on it. I still like that despite. It's really cool. Thank you, man. I do too, you know. It's not a masterpiece, but at the same time, for a guy with not much experience and doing it by hand, I'm proud of myself. I think it turned out pretty cool. Honestly, I'd buy it as long as it wasn't crazy expensive. Yeah, that's the thing with knives, you know, like if you're gonna do it to sell, you have to be absolutely positive that it is a solid knife. The heat treat's right, the handle ergonomics are good. I just wouldn't hardly sell very many of mine. Now I do sell them if I know that they're good, if I've tested them. If they feel good in the hand, if the heat treat's good, I will sell them. I just would never sell this because it's just not it's not worth very much money because of the D-lambs, but it's worth way more to me because I made it, sort of thing. So, but you know, one day I hopefully will get there, and I'll be able to make, you know, super cool pieces that don't take forever to make. That turn out a lot better than this. Yeah, well, I appreciate that. Yeah, it's a lot of custom knife makers. You know, I was talking to Elijah at Fire Creek Forge just via comments, and you know, I had asked him, I'm like, well, do you sell any knives that are $150 or $200? And he said even like the little tiny neck knives that he does, he'll sell for like $250, and that's pretty much, you know, about as low as it will go. Daniel says you subscribe and me, and he waves. Hello, Daniel. Yes, I'll subscribe to you too, man. I don't know if I can right now, but I certainly will. You subscribe and me. Channel activity. I'm gonna pin that message, and that way I can remember who you are and I'll subscribe to you. Yeah, a sword though, man, a sword would be cool. I've really only made one thing that I can call a sword, and I made it out of, I actually made it out of a wrench. Here's the other piece that's left over. It was a really long box, open-ended box wrench. I think it was like a Williams brand or something. I can go grab it. It's inside of the forge. In fact, I'll probably kill this. We'll turn that off real quick. Bring you guys inside for a second. Yeah, so this is the pretty much the only real sword that I've ever made. If I can get a light on it so you'll be able to see it a little better. But anyway, yeah, made it out of that box wrench, and it's kind of like a saber profile, I guess. You know, something you could see like a, I don't know, Civil War guy on horseback riding through the fields, getting ready to chop your head off. I don't know. I really like it. It's a cool profile. This area here was actually the handle, and the particular wrench had two heads, and this was one of the heads, and the other head that I just showed you was on the other end. So this little piece here was one of them, and then I have the tang inside of the handle on this. That was the other, you know, end of the deal. But yeah, this is pretty cool, man. It's I think it's a some sort of a burl for the handle with resin. And then I've got just a piece of brass for the guard here. And then this is the knuckle bow, but I have little inserts of brass. I don't know if you can see that very well or not. But it just turned out so super cool. This is probably one of my favorite ones. It's got the forge to finish texture all the way down on both sides. And it's got a slight taper. It's not super perfectly straight, but it's fairly close for the most part. And this, you know, this was probably, I don't know, maybe knife number 15, somewhere around there that I ever made, or sword number 1, I guess you could say. But yeah, swords are a heck of a lot of fun. I certainly want to make another one. This one's just cool. You can go out and whack the trees with it and cut logs and do all kinds of fun stuff with this thing. The only other one that I have that's even close to being this long is the dagger that I made. Well, I guess there's two that are about the same length. This one's just a dagger made out of a metal file, and the metal file was huge. So, I mean, technically, is it a sword? No, it's just a really long dagger. But this one's pretty cool. It's made out of bloodwood. This is a mild steel S-guard that I forged. This is a chunk of just mild steel that I etched the maker's mark on it. And then we've got a kind of a countersink bit or a beveling drill bit for the pommel. And it's just unique looking, you know, it's kind of got that medieval sort of feel to it. And it's just something that I think is really cool. The other one that I have that's, I guess, somewhat long, this would be more of a long knife, not really a sword. But this is what I made for the viewer entry into the Viking challenge. It's a Viking sax made out of 1080. I did some clay and have a hamon. You can kind of see it in this light a little bit, but you can kind of see that differential hardening line going through it. And for the most part, it turned out pretty good. Definitely got, it's cool with the forge finish. The handle is a little different. I was trying some different techniques. This is a piece of, I think it's Kaloa cactus or cactus wood, and then a piece of redwood or bloodwood up here, and then just filled this entire piece with epoxy to try to match the color of this part. But it's weird, it's different, but I like it a lot. And it's sharp as can be, super thin belly to it. I think actually, if you kind of look at the spine, it's relatively thin in this section. It's probably an 1/8 inch down here, and then about a 1/16 inch up in here, and even smaller towards this belly part. But yeah, this you can sink this into a 2x4 pretty stinking deep. So yeah, those are probably a few of my favorites, probably my 3 favorites that I've done. And yeah, I'm gonna keep making more. I got, you know, different things that I want to try to do this year, and I want to keep pushing myself to try to make, you know, different stuff. I love making file knives, but I think I'm past that. I'll probably still make them from time to time, but I'm trying to up my game. Each time I make a knife, I want to either try a new method or try different material. You know, that way I can continue to learn. And yeah, that's pretty much the name of the game, for me anyway. Do you have a wire wheel? Yes, I've got a bunch of wire wheels. I like that handle, it's different. You make the sheaths too. Yeah, I do make the sheaths. I mean, these I have Vegetan leather inside of here, and then chrome tan leather on the outside. They're not anything super cool. I'm definitely not a great sheath maker. More so just to kind of goof around with making some. I do make you know, okay leather sheaths, I guess. Some can be okay out of like Vegetan leather. So here's another one I did. This is a you know, just all Vegetan leather sheath. It's not the best ever, but you know, it's all right, I guess. This is a camp knife that I made out of a farrier's rasp. So this one's pretty cool. Definitely a cool camping knife for sure. It's big, but it's not too big, and it's got an awesome handle on it. It turned out really, really cool, and has a nice swell in both directions. It just fits in your hand like it's part of your hand. I haven't taken this one camping or hiking anything yet, but next time I go, I'm definitely bringing this and testing it out. If it doesn't sell, I think I have this one right now on Etsy. And you know, if it doesn't sell, I'll probably hold onto it because I really like it. It's hard for me to let go of some of my knives, but I have to. I have to tell myself, no, it's okay. You can sell it. You can make another one or whatever. Anyway, yeah, that's pretty much it for now, I guess. We're 67 minutes in. I really, really appreciate you guys hanging out. I need to learn leather working. Yeah, you got to start somewhere. Whoever said it earlier, acorns. Got to start with acorns for sure. And I'm still in the acorn stage, you know? I'm not good at anything yet. I'm still learning too. But I do like to share what I learn on my channel, and hopefully it helps you guys out. I know I learned stuff from all of you guys. Duck Rabbit, I've learned things from you. It's just a cool community to get on here and share your knowledge and share the different projects that you do. So anyway, like I said, really appreciate you guys for hanging out. It's much appreciated. And yeah, I think we're going to call it here. I look forward to hanging out with you guys in the next live stream, or just saying hey to you in the comments. So anyway, you guys take care. Hey, I'm out of here. Y'all have a good rest of your weekend.